Hi guys, so are you? I'm Robin. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this new video. Now, I asked you guys on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube for your questions about hair loss and thinning, and I'm very excited to welcome Sophie. Sophie is a Nioxin expert. So you've been working with Wella, the brand,
for 7 years now.
For 7 years, okay. So what Sophie doesn't know isn't worth knowing. But I said to you guys actually across social that I am really excited to be working with Nioxin. It is a brand that I have been using, that I know, that I trust, and I actually went to these guys and said, I want to work with you, I want access to your experts, to your products, and get to know as much as possible about hair thinning, hair loss, and the products. So if you're up for it?
Absolutely, let's give this a go.
Okay, we're going to start with one that came in on YouTube, and it's from Lunch Meat. I'm not sure what kind of meat this is, but it's lunch meat. And he's asking, at what point can it no longer be considered a widow's peak? And is it actually considered a receding hairline?
Okay, so there is a difference between recession and what natural hairline you've got.
Yes.
So with regards to this particular person, it's a case of he would need to monitor the stages of his hair loss. So if it started to become thinner than normal, then yes, that is now a recession line. But if he's always had a widow's peak, you're born with a widow's peak. That's how your hair grows. So it's not a case of you start losing your hair and then you become someone who has a widow's peak. Okay. It's one or the other.
And just to be clear, a widow's peak is the bit that kind of comes forward. So it's almost like the little sort of Dracula that comes to the front.
Which sometimes people will think that they have
it's receding on the M.
Exactly.
Okay. We've got a question from Brendan, and he's saying the best tips to preempt hair thinning / loss before it becomes noticeable.
So prevention is always better than cure. With like Nioxin, the brand itself, we would always encourage people to actually start using it earlier on, because actually, yes, it's designed to really support hair loss and thinning, but actually it's there to also maintain what you've got for longer. Yeah. So actually that is the key. If you love how your hair looks now, start using a brand that looks after the scalp, and then it's going to help you maintain your great hair for a much longer period of time. So if you want to prevent it, start now, but if you notice areas that maybe are more thinning than others, then actually you might want something stronger for that particular area.
And that's exactly actually what I did, which was, my hair's very fine, it was really flyaway, and I started using Nioxin back in, I think, 2017, and I noticed a big change in it. But is there too young to start using treatments?
I don't think so, because you're using a shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah.
It's just dedicated to the scalp. So that's like saying that you're too young to use styling products.
Yeah.
As soon as you start caring and looking after yourself, great place to start.
Great. Abhishek Baldwin, and he says, does using hair products every day cause hair thinning and balding?
No. So using styling products every day won't ever increase hair loss, but it's the fact that you need to make sure you wash it out properly. So you only get hair loss from product when it gets stuck on the scalp, particularly powders, gels, or something that's oil-based. So the key is just make sure you wash it out regularly and make sure you're washing it out properly. You should look after your scalp exactly the same as your skin. So if you was at work all day, or you worked out and you started becoming greasy, spotty, oily, you'd 100% wash your face. And it's exactly the same as your hair. If you'd wash your face, wash your hair at the same time.
Gablesi, on Instagram says, hair loss / hair thinning skips a generation. Is that true?
Oh, we love a myth question.
We love it.
So, absolutely not.
Okay.
So, everyone thinks also that it can skip a generation, or you have to look at your father to see what your hair kind of growth and hair loss is going to be. But actually, it is very much about both genetics. It's about your mother and your father. Either side. Sometimes the male side can be slightly stronger, but actually there's no proof in it, and it's very much either side of the family. So unfortunately, you can't look at your dad.
No.
It's also what's your mum's hair like as well.
Okay, it's a bit of a roulette.
Yes.
We have got one more about food and diet, and something I'm really interested in, and that's from Arash, and it was on YouTube. He says, any insight on food and diet that can help hair growth or slow down thinning?
This is a massive topic at the moment, and it's so popular, and it's a real kind of trend, more so because of how many different diets are out there now. And what people don't realise is how your diet actually can affect your hair growth and hair loss. And actually what's important is to make sure you're getting the right nutrients to help grow your hair. So it's about the hair growth stage and slowing down the hair loss. So for instance, you need key ingredients or nutrients from your food to help obviously with the blood flow. That's how your hair gets its food, it's from the blood. And obviously the only way you can feed that is by eating a well-balanced diet. So there are definitely key ingredients there to really help drive the hair growth. So we can actually, unfortunately, we don't need our hair. I mean, we would feel very different without it, but we don't need it. So obviously your body is going to prioritise other organs that obviously are essential. So unfortunately, it is your hair that suffers. And it can take 3 months. So within 3 months, normally what you notice is that the hair can become drier, more brittle. And then from that stage onwards, you can notice that actually what happens is the growth cycle doesn't complete itself like it normally does. So then you can actually grow less hair and start losing more. So absolutely diet is key. Now, again, there's different kind of elements you can take a look at. There are supplements, we have our own, and our Nioxin supplements are there's 15 minerals in total that are really dedicated to supporting hair growth. And what's great is also you actually notice a difference in your skin and your nails. Of course, a supplement, it doesn't work for everybody, and actually there's many out there that you can use, but in particular with ours, you need to take them for roughly 3 months, because anything you like orally take, you don't notice a difference within a 3-month period. But what's great is that it'll help grow thicker, stronger hair, it'll help grow more hair, and it basically is going to allow you to have the best hair that you can through diet.
Great. I will be trying those. I'm going to get onto them. We'll see if it works. Oh, this is a nice one. So this is about sort of exercise, and it's from Sheng Discoveries, and it was on Instagram. Does working out decrease the chances of hair loss?
So again, there's no scientific proof that it increases or decreases. Of course, the healthier you are, the better your body is going to be. So we'd always recommend definitely get some exercise, make sure you're drinking water and looking after yourself. But actually, when it comes to working out, it's actually a case of ensuring that you actually clean the scalp properly and the hair. Because if you're trying to fit working out around like a busy lifestyle, many people we know will work out, maybe throw some dry shampoo in, or quickly just rinse their hair without using shampoo and go straight to work because of timing. It's that actually can cause hair loss because the scalp's just not as in a good condition as what it used to be. So if you're going to work out often, definitely shampoo and condition that scalp.
Okay. We have got a couple of questions here. Let's see, about dandruff. So Chili Penguin 5 asked on Twitter. I also saw your question on Instagram, thank you. And from TheHairTech are asking about product for someone with dandruff and who wants thicker hair.
So dandruff is super common, especially with gents, but it's also a conversation that's very rarely spoken about. So we've got the original hair loss kits, which are kits 1 to 6. And then we've got the scalp recovery kit, which is the new dandruff kit. And this is designed specifically to target dandruff affected hair and scalps. You've got the shampoo, the scalp conditioner and a serum. And the whole point, working 3 steps together, is that you will notice a dramatic difference and reduction in dandruff within the first use. But the whole point is that it helps cure and prevent. So if you are a dandruff sufferer, don't use the kits 1 to 6 to start with, use the scalp recovery kit. And then once that's controlled, if you're suffering with hair loss on top of, you can move to another kit, but otherwise you can maintain and use that scalp recovery for as long as you need.
So cure, then move on to the prevention again. Got it. Okay, we've got a question actually about the systems here from TheHairTech and Alia Sharia. They're both asking about systems 1 and 2, what the difference systems are, and if they should switch.
Okay, so it's really important to make sure you're using the right kit for the right scalp. 1 and 2 are for natural coloured hair, hence why most men generally would use kits 1 or 2. 3 and 4 is normal to more permanent colours. And then 5 and 6 is quite chemically damaged, so bleach, blonde, that type. But if we're like talking about kind of the kits that are more directed to the gents, it's kits 1 and 2. Kit 1 is for someone who's got naturally fine hair and has just noticed some sort of thinning. Kits 2 is the one that's got progressively thinning hair and more noticeable areas.
One from Cause B on Instagram, which is a good question actually, I would like to know, and he says, or she says, is the full system required versus some of it? Okay,
so to get the results that we are saying you're going to get, so thicker, fuller hair within 30 days, yes, you need to use all 3 steps, and we recommend a minimum of 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
The concept comes from beauty and how you cleanse, tone and treat your skin.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we want to do. So your shampoo is really there to design to clean the scalp, cleanse the scalp, remove it from any kind of debris, build-up, purities that you've got. Your Revitalize, which is also known as a conditioner, is there to really soothe, calm and protect the scalp, as well as it basically protects the cuticle.
Okay.
So it also helps stop the hair becoming thinner. And then your 3rd step is the treatment, and this is the most important because this is one that obviously gets left in, so it works differently.
Okay.
And your 3rd step is there to really help anchor the hair back into the follicle, so it helps hold on to what you've got for longer. And where it's quite active with kind of ingredients that help tingle the skin to pump the blood flow, it's there to really help promote as much new hair growth as possible.
Right, we've got a couple of questions here, more about some ingredients and stuff that I know a lot of people have read about. One from Alex and one from Jesus or Jesus. We've got one about black castor oil and if it thickens the hair. I've also got questions here about various ingredients and active ingredients, including caffeine and palmetto.
We'll start with the black castor oil.
Yes.
This is renowned for its strength, its moisturize and conditioning properties. It's actually a beautiful oil to use. We don't have it in the brand because our technology works differently.
Yeah.
But in particular, if you wanted to go and buy a single product, because this helps with strength, what you might find is that if you're suffering with hair loss due to breakage or kind of fine, weaker hair, that it can help you that way. But it's also quite an active ingredient. So what it does is really help pump blood circulation. So anything that does that on the skin, because that's the only way a cosmetic product can help with hair growth, is by pumping the blood to the skin surface. So that's where the follicle can really obviously absorb from. And then things like the palmetto and the caffeine.
Yeah.
So again, caffeine is in every single step.
Yes.
Because that is the active ingredient that we jump on.
Right, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So other companies might use the black castor oil or the palmetto, but we have gone with caffeine because for us it's the safest ingredient.
Right,
and of course, I can't talk and kind of answer for other brands, but we particularly use caffeine and peppermint because they're controllable and they're super safe.
Yeah.
Palmetto itself, again, is made from palm tree. In some cases, it can make people feel a bit like nauseous or give some people headache. But again, that's if you're using it at its natural form. Yeah. So there's so many answers out there. There's so many different ingredients out there. But for us, the most active are caffeine and the peppermint oil.
Okay, this is another sort of ingredients question from Daniel. And he said that he's used Nioxin for several months with good results. But then he read some articles which said that the ingredients of Nioxin can be harmful in the long run. He said he'd like to hear more about this.
Nioxin is made by trichologists and dermatologists, as well as hairdressers and scientists.
And a trichologist is a
hair and scalp doctor, yes.
Okay,
so
the people that know.
Exactly. Yeah. So we would never be able to put a product out there. The fact is we're working with dermatologists to make sure it's skin safe.
Yes.
Our research and development teams, their number one priority is to make sure the product is safe and sustainable. And then also the fact that obviously we do have the stamp of approval by the Institute of Trichologists, which we're the only hair brand to have currently. Okay. And we've been the only hair brand to have that for, we've had it since we've launched, which is over 30 years ago. And that is a massive thing for us to shout about. Yeah. So, of course, whenever you read reviews, some are going to have better and some aren't. But actually the fact is there's nothing harmful in there.
No. Jefferson 33 on Instagram was asking about sulfates in Nioxin, and are sulfates bad?
If we share what a sulfate is first, and then it will kind of make sense to why we're saying what we are. So a sulfate is a salt activated ingredient or salt active ingredient, and that is what makes a product foam.
Oh, okay.
So anything that foams, toothpaste, body wash, car cleaner, very liquid, those products all foam because yes, mentally we think if the product's not foaming, it's not working.
Clean. Yeah.
But also a sulfate is one of the best ingredients out there that actually help. They work on the hair, they work on the scalp, they're attracted to dirt and they have a negative kind of reaction to water, hence why they go on.
Yeah, they grab it
and remove it.
Yeah.
So for us, they're super safe. We're like confident in the results that you're going to get with it. Obviously, it's been tested, again, it's been dermatologically tested, and it's obviously tested by the Institute of Trichologists. So we know we've got the positive there, but on top of that, it's so minimum, and it's balanced out with so many kind of moisturising and caring agents that you're not going to get a negative result from it.
This one actually might link to what you're saying about the trichologist. It's from Rahman, and it's a really good question. It said, there's no third-party evidence that I'm guessing Nioxin's products work from any academic or regulatory or research institution. Can you provide sources or anything for claims?
Yeah, so of course, if you'd like to have more information, you can go onto the Nioxin website.
Yes, I will link that,
It is absolutely full of kind of the reasons why, the science, the story, and the concept behind the brand. Now, we would never be able to have the stamp and actually promote that we're approved by the Institute of Trichologists if we wasn't.
Yeah, and it's the only brand.
It's the only brand. Okay. They are one of the largest companies out there that are basically, they're there to prove products work for the safety of the consumer. So we would never be able to have that if it didn't. And
this is a question actually which kind of links into the medical side too. And it's again from Faraz. Faraz, you're all over this and I love it. Why aren't doctors recommending any of this stuff?
Yes, so again, this is something that is a much wider topic, and actually we are at the moment, one of our focuses are to really work closer with pharmacies, doctors and trichologists ourselves. But actually one of the main reasons at the moment is because realistically, if you go to a doctor and you're asked and you're going because you're worried about hair loss, a lot of the times they don't do much for you. A lot of the times you're given like the response of search online, it's natural. Like sometimes they may or may not do a blood test, because obviously really a doctor is not there to save our hair. The doctor's there to save your life, to make sure your body is functioning. Hence why you have the scalp doctors called the trichologists. So there'll be a difference. If you went to see your doctor about hair loss and then you went to see a trichologist, your answers and your, I suppose, solution would be totally different. So with a doctor, it's not really a concern to them. So with trichologists, we are recommended. We know many trichologists that sell it and use it in their own clinics. But actually, if you go to the doctor and you've got a scalp concern, because let's say you've got an outbreak of dermatitis or you've got psoriasis and eczema that's causing the hair loss, the medicated shampoos that they can prescribe actually target that.
Okay. Nate Brillantes asking about styling products if you use Nioxin, but we also had one from Ben on Twitter asking if it's possible to make hair appear thicker, but also to stop or slow down the thinning and loss. And a third one, I'm really chucking these questions at you, from Owe Shah, we'll have your name up here. He says, I have thin hair overall from my birth. How am I supposed to style my hair?
If you want to instantly make your hair look thicker and fuller, a styling product is the way forward. The best type of products to use are matte and kind of a bit of a grip and like a gritty feel, because they instantly plump the hair. But actually the most important thing is to make sure that they're easily removed, so you can easily wash them out. So definitely, if you want an instant result, definitely get some styling products in there. Nioxin, we have our own, of course, to really support the whole 360 need of a client. Shampoo and conditioner is more long-term, and then your styling is instant. The fact you use them both together is perfect. I mean, you know yourself, you're starting to use ours. So
I've been using them for a while, and actually you guys should know, and if you don't, I will link the videos up there, but I've done loads of these sort of the styling videos on best products used, and Nioxin is featured so often. I love the thickening gel, love the thickening spray, Dye Boost, all of that, but it is that instant gratification.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just plumping that hair and getting it ready, And that is our lot.
Wonderful.
We have whizzed through these. Thank you so much. I find this fascinating.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to actually, obviously, be able to work with you again. But actually really listening to what consumers are asking, the question of the client is great.
And sorry if we've not answered any questions, honestly we had loads, but what I'll do is I'll try and get some more answers from Sophie, and we'll get those up. But thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, you've not yet pressed subscribe, then please do press subscribe. The button is just up there. You can point with me if you like. It's there. Yeah, well done. Yeah. There's also more video suggestions. You've done this before. More video suggestions down there. A link to, I'm going to pop you to hair loss and thinning. There's a solution page on Man For Himself there, and Instagram, more videos up there. But I'll see you in my next new video. Bye-bye.